It's daydreams that I love, and sinking down, sitting comfortably in a chair, where you might be controlling some of the thoughts and directing yourself here or there, but at a certain point, the dream takes over, and you enter in a place where things are unraveling before you without your intervention, and many things can present themselves that way, and sometimes ideas that you fall in love with.
David Lynch's cinema is like stepping into a dream, sometimes beautiful, sometimes nightmarish, always mysterious. From Eraserhead to Inland Empire, his films dismantle traditional storytelling and immerse us in surreal, dreamlike realities. Lynch himself has described cinema as a moving painting, and his ability to blend the mundane with the bizarre sets him apart. His world is built on the uncanny, a concept deeply rooted in Freudian psychoanalysis. Freud defined the uncanny as the familiar made strange, a perfect summary of Lynch's approach. The suburban horrors of Blue Velvet, the unsettling duality in Mulholland Drive, and the fragmented reality of Lost Highway all operate on this principle. By tapping into the subconscious, Lynch creates films that feels like our own dreams turned inside out, revealing hidden fears and desires. Lynch's fascination with industrial soundscapes, the eerie glow of neon lights, and the dark underbelly of seemingly idyllic towns all contribute to his distinct aesthetic.
Believe it or not, Eraserhead is my most spiritual film.
Why will elaborate on that?
No, I won't. And no one sees it.
His first feature, Eraserhead, is a prime example of his ability to craft an oppressive and nightmarish atmosphere. The film's grotesque imagery, droning sound design, and the abstract narrative create a deeply unsettling experience that lingers long after the credits roll. Beyond his films, Lynch's work in painting, photography, and music also influences his cinematic vision. His multimedia background allows him to experiment with different forms of storytelling, blending visual art and soundscapes to craft deeply immersive experiences. His ability to capture the subconscious on screen remains unparalleled, making his films some of the most psychologically complex works in modern cinema. The Lynchian, aesthetic and narrative revolution. To be Lynchian is to embrace paradox, both beauty and horror, innocence and corruption. This term has become synonymous with a unique approach to storytelling that disrupts classical Hollywood structure. Instead of a clear three-act progression, Lynch's films often unfold in loops, echoes, and unresolved mysteries. Gilles Deleuze's concept of the time image is crucial in understanding Lynch's work. Deleuze argued that cinema should not just represent reality but should also allow time to be felt through images. In Twin Peaks: The Return, Lynch extends this theory, crafting an 18-hour meditation on memory, identity, and time itself. Scenes linger far beyond conventional pacing, challenging our perception of cinematic time and forcing us into a meditative state. His work pushes cinema beyond linear storytelling into a space where narrative itself becomes the hypnotic experience. Lynch's refusal to provide easy answers forces audiences to actively engage with his films. He often plays with the idea of unreliable narrators, fractured identities, and alternate realities. Lost Highway and Mulholland Drive exemplify his use of narrative dissonance, where characters transform or split into different versions of themselves. This technique challenges conventional audience expectations, leaving room for multiple interpretations. His 1990 Palme d'Or winning Wild at Heart is a testament to his ability to blend genre conventions with his surreal sensibilities. The film, a violent and offbeat road movie, pays homage to classic Hollywood while simultaneously subverting its romanticized vision of love and freedom. Lynch's ability to warp traditional genres into something deeply personal is a hallmark of his storytelling prowess. Duality, identity, and the psyche. Lynch's characters often exist in fractured realities, reflecting deep psychological turmoil. The doppelganger motif, central to films like Lost Highway and Mulholland Drive, plays with Jungian ideas of the shadow self. The protagonist is often split into two personas, mirroring the fragmented human psyche. In Twin Peaks: Fire Walk with Me, Laura Palmer embodies this duality, She is both a homecoming queen and a tragic victim, an image of purity and corruption. This theme runs through Lynch's entire filmography, illustrating the conflicts between surface-level identity and hidden trauma. Lacan's theory of the mirror stage is also relevant. Lynch frequently uses reflections, doubles, and shifting perspectives to show how identity is unstable. In Mulholland Drive, Betty, Diane, exists in a dream of Hollywood glamour before waking to the harsh truth of reality. This fluidity of identity, where characters slip between selves, reflects the instability of the human condition. Even in his more grounded work, such as The Straight Story, Lynch explores themes of personal transformation. Though the film is his most conventional in terms of narrative, it retains his signature dreamlike quality. The journey of an elderly man traveling across the country on a lawnmower serves as a quiet meditation on time, memory, and redemption. Sound, silence, and the power of atmosphere.
Well, I used to say picture dictates sound, but sometimes it's the other way around. Sounds will conjure an image, and so the sound is what came first. But sound is, I think every director would realize it's 50% of the picture. But yeah, anyway, it is for me. And to get it to marry to the picture is the trick. So it's not just a sound effect for a sound effect. It's in that world. It marries to it. And you work and work and work till you get that.
Lynch is not only a visual artist, but a master of sound design. His use of ambient noise, eerie silences, and discordant music heightens tension. He often collaborates with composer Angelo Badalamenti, whose haunting scores in Twin Peaks and Blue Velvet have become iconic. Silence in Lynch's films is just as important as sound. He understands that the absence of noise can create discomfort, making the audience hyper-aware of their surroundings. The unnerving moments in Eraserhead, The Elephant Man, or Dune demonstrate this perfectly. Additionally, Lynch often employs diegetic music in unsettling ways. Sounds like Roy Orbison in Dreams in Blue Velvet or Rebecca Del Rio's Lorando in Mulholland Drive are used to distort reality, making familiar music feel alien. The result is a cinematic world where sound itself becomes an extension of the unconscious mind. Lynch's ability to manipulate sound extends to his own musical compositions. His albums, such as Crazy Clown Time and The Big Dream, reflect his fascination with atmospheric soundscapes. His experiments with distorted vocals and eerie instrumentation mirror the unsettling moods of his films. The Legacy, a new language of cinema. David Lynch didn't just influence filmmakers, he reshaped the way we experience movies. His impact extends far beyond cinema, shaping the aesthetics and storytelling approaches of modern television, video games, and even music videos. Authors like Denis Villeneuve, Ari Aster, and Panos Cosmatos embrace his use of surrealism, psychological horror, and dream logic, crafting films that feel like waking nightmares. But Lynch's influence isn't limited to art house filmmakers, it seeps into mainstream culture in unexpected ways. His legacy is most visible in the rise of postmodern cinema. Films like Donnie Darko, Under the Skin, and The Neon Demon all borrow from his signature style, disjointed narratives, unsettling atmospheres, and an emphasis on mood over traditional storytelling. Even mainstream television has absorbed his influence. The dreamlike sequences and cosmic horror elements of True Detective's first season feel like a modern reflection of Twin Peaks. Meanwhile, The Awe explores existential mysteries and subconscious journeys in a way that echoes Lynch's narratives. However, Lynch's influence extends beyond film and television. His fingerprints are also evident in the world of video games, particularly in Alan Wake. The game's eerie, surreal small-town setting is reminiscent of Twin Peaks, while its narrative, where reality and dreams blur together, feels deeply Lynchian. The psychological descent of its protagonist, the cryptic symbolism woven throughout the story, and the overwhelming sense of mystery make Alan Wake a clear spiritual successor to Lynch's unique storytelling approach. In Alan Wake 2, these elements are pushed even further. creating an experience that doesn't just tell a story, but immerses the player in a dreamlike psychological labyrinth. Like Lynch's films, Alan Wake is not about finding answers, but about feeling the unease, the unknown, and the unspoken. Perhaps Lynch's greatest contribution is proving that cinema, and storytelling in general, can transcend traditional narrative structures to become something more experiential and more instinctual. He challenges audiences to embrace uncertainty, to engage with art on a subconscious level rather than a purely logical one. As he once said, the more unknowable the mystery, the more beautiful it is. He taught us that mystery is not meant to be solved, but felt, and in doing so, he changed cinema and storytelling forever. A farewell to the dreamer.
And you're like a doll. You're just like a doll. You're kind of just, like a doll in a dream. Okay? Fantastic. Cool.
Sadly, the world lost David Lynch recently, marking the end of an era. Lynch was not just a filmmaker, he was a poet of the subconscious, a painter of nightmares and fantasies, a visionary who saw the beauty in darkness and the terror in light. His work was deeply personal, yet universal, speaking to those who have ever felt lost, searching, or haunted by the unknown. Lynch's ability to capture the ineffable, the emotions we cannot name, the fears we cannot face, made him a singular force in cinema. He understood that the greatest mysteries are not in plot twist, but in the spaces between words, the lingering gazes, the eerie hum of an empty room. He invited us to embrace uncertainty, to find meaning in abstraction, to let cinema wash over us like a dream we never want to wake from. As we say goodbye, we must remember what he taught us, that art is not about answers, but about experience, that darkness and beauty can coexist, that stories do not need endings to be powerful, and that dreams, no matter how strange, will always find a way to live on. David Lynch may be gone, but his films, Eraserhead, The Elephant Man, Dune, Blue Velvet, Wild at Heart, Twin Peaks Fire Walk With Me, Lost Highway, The Straight Story, Mulholland Drive, and Inland Empire remain immortal, continuing to inspire generations of filmmakers and cinephiles. His dreamlike visions will haunt and enrich cinema for eternity.
And so you just stay alert, do your work, don't worry about the world going by. It doesn't mean that you can sit around and not do anything. You've got to get your butt in gear and do it. And don't take no for an answer. Translate those ideas to cinema or to a painting or to whatever, and figure out a way to get it done.